Again.
Thank you very much for coming.
See you again. Hi, everyone.
Yes,
Hello.
friendly faces.
Oh, wait. A lot of familiar faces there. Hi. Hi. Good.
Minister Boudreau, we're here today to present this petition. It has over 15,000 signatures from across Canada. We've been working with the organization, some of us, and part of our agreement was to deliver this petition to all of the health ministers in the country to ask them to follow with Quebec and Ontario in protecting our public blood system. We just delivered this to Minister Hoffman in Alberta, which she also accepted. We have a strong indication that Alberta is going to join forces, and we're hoping that we see some more from them. I've had the honor of coming back to my home province. This is my third time here. Working with community leaders and citizens, and what I've recognized is that it's something that the people of New Brunswick don't want. They want to support our public blood system. I would also like to thank you very much for taking a meeting with me, for discussing the issue, and for agreeing to look at the material. I've had multiple meetings with Canadian Blood Services who are going to work towards self-sufficiency, so we really don't want a competitor in the market. The tainted blood crisis is a very difficult Canadian story. New Brunswick was hit very hard by it. I think it's our job, in our way as an advocate, and what you can do as a politician, is to give them their justice, and that justice is protecting our voluntary blood system. So that's why we're here today. We're here in the spirit that it's meant. We will hope that your government, and you'll speak to your caucus, will reverse this decision, and I'm so grateful that you were here today with us.
Well, thank you. I certainly, I always have an open door policy, so I try to be as accessible as possible. I do think it's worth pointing out, however, because I do think it's important to make sure that all the facts are out there. Canadians currently, approximately 70% of the plasma we use comes from paid donors. Now, they're not paid Canadian donors, but they're paid donors just the same. Also, what I would add is I just came from a meeting of federal, provincial, territorial health ministers last week in Toronto. Canadian Blood Service was there to talk about their long-term plans. And their long-term plans, if everything that they want to do falls in place, they're talking about answering approximately 50% of our country's need. So that means there's still a 50% gap. So it's going to have to be found somewhere, and I'm guessing it's going to continue to come from paid donors in the U.S. So, for me, it's always just been an issue, why is it okay to have paid donors from the U.S. supply plasma to Canadians, but it's not okay to have paid donors that are Canadians supplying to Canadians? And that, for me, has always just been the issue. It's not anything more than that. Health Canada regulates this industry, very much so. I mean, it's regulated. It's monitored, through Health Canada. There has not been an issue of any kind since the Creever report, and since Health Canada has put in, the strict monitoring that's there now. There has not been a single incident in the country. So, I just look at the fact, if it's okay to pay Americans for their plasma to be used in Canada, what's so bad with paying Canadians to use their plasma? And that's just, for me, that's the fundamental issue.
Yes, and that's a really, really good thing to bring up. I think what's important is it's actually not okay, but Canadian Blood Services stopped doing their job. And that's really important for us to recognize, because now we're so over-reliant on foreign human tissue that it actually puts our system at risk here in Canada, and they've recognized that. I think the other issue to understand is that paying people to sell their human tissue in Canada actually doesn't help us become more self-sufficient. Health Canada doesn't fund the blood system, as you know. The provinces do. And so all of that plasma that would be sold in New Brunswick would be for export around the world to sell to the highest bidder. So it actually doesn't help Canadians get more blood. And I think once that is clarified, and that's really understood, that we can make the best decision, because we need it to be under our banner, so it's guaranteed to go to Canadian patients. Thank you.
We will certainly accept the petition.
Thank you.